Hello traders, and welcome to the last couple of trading days for 2025. Look, what a year it has been. We've seen some extraordinary moves in markets this year, but we are even finishing the year with what probably is the most extraordinary and actually historic moves that we've seen. And of course, the market I'm talking about is precious metals. Look, silver has been on an absolutely parabolic move north. On Friday, we had a 10% up day. Silver went from $70 and closed on its highs at $80. Yesterday, silver opened, immediately shot up another 5%, made highs at $84 before we saw an absolute bloodbath. Silver went all the way from $84 all the way down to $70, lost almost $14. That is one of the biggest turnarounds in silver's history that we've ever seen, and they're closing down about 9%. So look, there's been a few stories going around the markets about exactly what has happened and why we've seen such huge volatility. One of the main stories, and it is a rumour, it hasn't been confirmed yet, is that a bank has been blowing up on its silver shorts. It's been getting margin calls, and there was forced liquidation. And so apparently on Friday, that 10% up move, and yesterday's open was part of that forced liquidation. So when that liquidation was finished, and there was no more buyers, and then we saw the huge turnaround. Anyway, look, I'm sure nothing's confirmed yet. They're just rumours, but we will hear more about this story shortly. But in any case, look, silver has found some support just around that $70 mark. Unbelievably, but even yesterday, that huge turnaround, it didn't wipe out Friday's gains. We still had a higher low and a higher high yesterday, so technically, still okay. But look, if silver does break $70, the next level is to watch is at $67 level. That was pretty much last week's low. So if somehow we do close below $67 by the end of the week, it looked like a big bearish key reversal, which is a potential top signal, at least in the short term. But yes, it would be very brave to call tops in the silver market, because the fundamentals obviously still look very good, and no doubt there are buyers waiting to buy any sort of decent dip. But look, absolutely a dangerous market. Need to be super careful on this one. Look, gold has been following silver. If you're trading gold at the moment, really you are trading silver. It opened yesterday at record highs, around those record highs, 45.50. And that was it for gold. And when silver started retreating, it went down to, lost $250 at one stage. Unbelievable moves. Before, yes, it got a little bit of support just above 4,300. But again, look, another very dangerous market. And no doubt it's both these precious metals are going to be a huge focus today. And look, the other issue that obviously we've got at the moment is that we've got illiquid markets. Half the traders are still out on holidays. They won't be coming back until at least the first week of January. And so that is not helping with any of this volatility. It is just making it a lot worse. Anyway, look, in the equity space, not a hell of a lot going on there. It's been pretty quiet. We did see Nasdaq and S&P off about 0.4% overnight, but that is coming off record highs for S&P. Look, they are going to close the year well positive, around plus 20% or so. So for equities, they really need to be scared of something before we see any sort of any sort of decent retracement or move lower. Market has been buying dips there all the time. In the currency space, again, that's been quiet as well. We did get yesterday Bank of Japan coming out and basically saying that they are nowhere near neutral rates. There's still a lot of room to move higher for rates. Obviously what they're doing there is they're trying to verbally intervene in the market, and so yes, they did get dollar yen a little bit lower on that. Not a huge move, but obviously the Japanese and the Bank of Japan don't like dollar yen going up towards 160. So if there's any currency I'd be watching in the currency space, it's obviously dollar yen and potentially biased to be short. Bitcoin, there's been some action there. Every single time it goes up to 90,000, it fails. We see the sellers come in and it gets knocked back down very quickly. That happened again yesterday. So look, it looks as if it's inevitable that we probably are going to be breaking support soon, maybe going down towards 80,000. And God help us if we did break 80,000, I would say that we're going to see another liquidation event. So I'd be definitely very careful if I was trading Bitcoin, especially again, we've got illiquid markets. But certainly it does look as if that top side is well capped by sellers. And at some stage we're going to see this crack lower, and it could happen at any time. We do have one thing tonight in the US that is worth looking at, and that is the FOMC minutes from the last Fed meeting, where yes, they did cut rates down to 3.5%, but it wasn't a unanimous call to actually cut rates at the last meeting. The vote was 9-3, obviously in favour of cutting. So potentially, the minutes, we could actually see a little bit of hawkishness about them, which obviously isn't a positive because the market wants to get more rate cuts. So one last potential mini risk event tonight with the FOMC minutes. Anyway, look, the main game, the only game that's down at the moment is precious metals. So all eyes, all focus is going to be on precious metals. No doubt, look, it's still going to be volatile. So again, it's something that you really need to be cautious. Maybe scale down on positions, and 100% you need to be working stops because when this goes in either direction, it has been going quite violently. Anyway, listen, good luck with your trades, and we'll check back in with you shortly.